Hey, Ramelia. I'm back again, and we're going to preview the Rams versus Jaguars. I didn't even bother to put the Jaguars, no disrespect, but I didn't even bother to put them on my thumbnail because we should win this game. We should have won the last uh, uh, two of the three games for sure. The Packers game, we could have won that very easily if we cut down the turnovers, but I just wanted to get in here and do a quick preview. Uh, you know, um, I'm looking forward to this game because it's going to be back at home at SoFi Stadium. I'm looking forward to the guys getting back on gear, Stafford getting his mojo back, Cooper Cup having big numbers, OBJ getting big numbers. I think we're good. I don't like the way the last three games have gone for sure. But even with that, we're still 7-4. The sky is not falling. There's a lot of weirdness going on in the NFL right now. A lot of teams have had injuries. We've had injuries, and that's affected us. But we can't let it keep us down. Let's start rolling again. The Rams are 13.5 favorites, according to the Vegas odds makers. The Rams injury report. Uh, Running back Daryl Henderson has a thigh, and cornerback David Long has some kind of illness. It doesn't say if it's COVID. I don't think it is. I looked for Daryl Henderson to play. It says just did not participate, so he's resting. Limited participant was Odell Beckham Jr. with the hip. He got hurt a little bit in the Packer game. They tackled him right around that area, and he kind of he put his hand behind his back, and so he's a little banged up, but you know he should be able to play. They're just resting that too and getting treatment. uh Wide receiver Ben Schroeder as a back. Man, I hope he can play this game because we need him, man. Koski's on my S list. Man, that was a costly turnover that he had in the kick return game. Without that turnover, we could have probably maybe pulled it out. But who knows? But you cannot just give the ball back like that. We had a little momentum going, and that was a killer. Injury report: did not participate. Shaquille Griffin concussion. He's going to go through the protocol. Most likely be a game time decision unless anyone else has heard anything different. Linebacker Miles Jack a knee. Defensive tackle Davon Hamilton a knee. Linebacker Damian Wilson ankle. Defensive tackle Malcolm Brown a toe. So they're pretty banged up. I expect most of those players to play. Limited participant, their running back James Robinson a heel and a knee. Even if he plays, he's going to be banged up. I see them maybe sitting him or not giving him limited role, kind of like Henderson on our side. We might give him a limited role and see how he feels throughout the game. Cornerback Tyson Campbell's shoulder and linebacker Dakota Allen a shoulder. So, they are pretty banged up. At this time of year, you're going to be banged up trying to get through the stretch run. But yeah, we shouldn't have any problem with this team, knock on wood. But this is what I'm thinking, that we're going to use this game as a springboard to get our mojo back, to get back on track, because we need that. We got upcoming games with the Seahawks, who are not playing good, but they'll be ready for us. Pete Carroll and the guys, Russell Wilson. We always seem to beat them, but we can't let them jump up and get us. But they're still a quality team. They have quality weapons at wide receiver and decent players on defense. But I'm looking to. I see us winning the Jaguars. I see us beating the Seahawks. The Ravens, we seem to have problems with the Ravens, but I can see us beating them too. It's just the style that they play with Lamar. I can see us winning that game too. The 49er game, of course, we owe them for the last few years, so I can see us winning the last game, but I don't want it to come out to that. Anything can happen, but we do owe them big time. If we do pop a win this time, I'll be ecstatic, and we can get that monkey off of our back, so to speak. So, and I would love for us to, and this is what I was looking forward to. As we head through the stretch run, we have one of the toughest divisions of football, but as an LA Ram team, we have one of the toughest schedules in football. This stretch here, we're starting with the Packers that we had. The Packers are no joke, and um, we could have won that game if we had the right things. But with that, we could have the right game plan and the right uh, mindset when it comes to turnovers. Um, I was really looking for us to come out against the Packers and win that game, but I saw some positives. The long ball was back in that game. I was happy to see it. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, OBJ. I loved it. I love seeing that. The running game, we got to run more. We got to play better on defense. Our pass rushers have to get to the quarterback now. Von Miller is getting acclimated. They came out of the bye. It's going to take a little bit, but you just got to pull your ears back and get to players. We're missing a Joseph Day who stuffs the run. Teams, of course, are trying to run so they don't have to face our pass rushers. They can run away from them or run past them as the pass rushers come upfield. But it's time for our guys, to help Donald out. We know that Donald gets held many times, and it's not called. As Ram fans, it's not that we're homers, but we can see it. You can see a hold. There was one touchdown pass against that Aaron Rodgers had against us, and you can see the guy Aaron's shoulder comes back and his head comes back, and they would have called a hold, that they get further back and it wasn't a touchdown. Maybe we could have held him to 3. But that happens all the time, and he's a Hall of Fame first ballot player. We're not getting the calls on that. That's ridiculous. If anyone should get the calls, it's that guy. I don't know if McVay has to step in or during press conference and say, kind of play little mind games with the NFL and the refs. Say, I'm really like, so and so's crew today is officiant. I really love him. Prop him up and say, he always, even if they don't say something like, oh, he always catches the guys when they're holding Donald, because that seems to be a trend, and a lot of other crews are not calling it. That way, it'll put the focus during the game, before the game starts, in the mind of the refs, and and give them some props, but also give them, hey, look out for that. We shouldn't have to do that. I believe the refereeing is up to par, not up to par, but called evenly, but at times they miss stuff or just fail to call stuff. That's what it seems like, because I don't know how you can miss holding on Aaron Donald so much. He's a game wrecker, and he could be a game wrecker with penalties too if they called it. But I wanted to come on today before I went to work, and talk about that the sky is not falling, our future playoff chances. Look, we're 7-4. We've had a couple of bad games against the Titans and the 49ers, and then the Packers was a bad game, but we actually had some good stuff going. Our running game was okay. We need to use that a little more. Our special teams has a lot to be desired, but we'll get back to that. We got the deep ball going. OBJ got a deep ball. Van Jefferson, Cooper Kupp. I want to give you the stats from that, and I know we were coming back, but Matthew Stafford with 3 touchdowns, 300 and some yards passing, 1 interception that was a backbreaker with the pick 6, but 3 touchdowns, 300 and some yards plus passing yards. Cooper Kupp 96 yards receiving, 7 receptions. Van Jefferson 3 receptions for 93 yards. OBJ 5 receptions for 81 yards. Those are very good numbers. Those are very even numbers. Sony Michel 4 for 18. He can catch out of the backfield pretty good. Darrell Henderson, rather, four catches for 18 yards. Tyler Higbee is the guy that's missing in action. 1 catch for 3 yards. When Golf was here, and Golf was here longer, Higbee would have some big games. And I don't know if Higbee's backed up. He had a horrible game against the 49ers with that ball bouncing off the tip of his fingers. But we need to implement him more. He's a weapon up the middle. It's just that we're so banged up at the tight end position. With Munt out, our rookie phenom, raw rookie phenom's skill set, Jacob Harris, the speedster that was showing promise in preseason and scrimmage games, is out for the season too. We're very, very thin at the tight end position, so that's just something we have to overcome. But Tyler Higbee is a big weapon, but so there is some there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Ramelia, don't worry. We can be we can be curious what's going on, and know that our offense isn't going the way it should, but we should be able to kick it in gear because we have the players to do it. We have the defensive guys on the defensive end of the ball, in the Leonard Floyds and the Aaron Donalds and the Von Millers. Hopefully we'll get Joseph Day back sometime soon. And then Ramsey in the secondary. Darius Williams is due to start playing the way he did last year. That's been a big disappointment, but the young secondary is learning. Maybe Darius Williams coming back from the injury is a little slow to get back to snuff. But this is good experience. I keep saying that for this young secondary. I wish we would be putting the W's behind the experience as well, but it's good experience, and it's going to help us in the playoffs for this year, let alone for next year, the year before, the year after. But we want to put the W's now. We need to put the W's. We can't afford any dumb losses now. But I really look for the Rams to use the JAGS as a springboard to get a winning streak going. The 49ers are right on their heels. They're playing pretty good ball, but they're still in third place. They're in their usual spot. Not to talk smack, but I have to rib them a little bit because they keep beating us. But they're in their usable spot around this time and looking up at us. And hey, what's up, Nathan? What's up, brother? I appreciate you coming in. What's up, my brother? My Ramelia. But yeah, I just wanted to come in. I just wanted to say, we are I want to say this. I'm with you guys. I'm very frustrated with the way that we played. I'm very frustrated with McVay's play calling and things that has happened. But the things, if we would have won those games, we'd be like, I didn't like that, but we won, whatever. Yes, we definitely need a good win. He says we definitely need a good win. Yes, well, let me say it this way, Nathan. I'm not sure you weren't here or a little while ago when I got on, but I think we're going to use this game as a springboard, to get into a winning streak. Even if it's not even a winning streak, even if we win 3 of the next 4 games, we can afford to lose 1 game, maybe 2 more games. I don't want that, and still be in a fine position in the playoff spots. We blew it already with the. I'm not gonna say I'm giving it up, but we blew some games that we could have took advantage of to win the division and also have the number 1 seeding. But at the same time, with Cam Akers gone in the beginning of the year, we filled in nicely with Sony Michel and Henderson. The running attack is decent, but we don't use it enough still. But it's not as explosive as it would be with Cam Akers, and we all know that. But we had to do what we had to do. Stafford got off to a hot start. He beat the Bucks. He beat the Seahawks before they were having major problems. We struggled against good teams, but that's what happens. Look, the Packers game, and I'm not making excuses, but just hear me out. The Packers have been together for a long time, for a few years at least, a couple years at least. Aaron Rodgers is no slouch. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Those receivers are used to playing with him. Picture this Ram team. Let's just say LBJ works out. Let's say Cooper Kupp. I always say these guys backwards. Let's say Robert Woods, comes back and is back to himself. He gets healthy, and they're with Stafford for the next year or two. Imagine the difference in the rapport with these receivers that he would have compared to now. That's what Aaron Rodgers has with the Packers. So I understand the frustration. I'm very frustrated too. I expect our pass rush to get after Aaron Rodgers because guess what? If he's on his back or looking up at you, he's not going to be able to do damage. So I was surprised at that part. We need to get the defense line to get in there because they were banged up on the old line. I don't know what happened there, but when it comes to our offensive side, it's almost unfair to compare the teams. And again, there's no excuses. We expect our Rams to perform and play and win, and we still could have if we would have cut off those turnovers and not fumble the ball on kickoff returns and give them three drives inside the 30-yard line. I mean, if a team did that to us, as struggling as we have been at times on offense, we would do some damage to teams if they give us those opportunities. But make no mistake, the Packers have been together for a while. It's good that we're playing them now. This is the second time in 2 years. I see the experts saying, "Oh, well, they didn't improve from last year." Well, this is a different team. These are different circumstances. We had chances to win if we would have cut down the turnovers, but Aaron Rodgers and the crew over there have been together for a long time, and they're acclimated to each other. Stafford's still getting that way, and we're trying to adjust now without Cooper Cup. I keep saying again, without Robert Woods. So that's a major blow to us, and we're gonna withstand it. But we'll be fine. But let's just remember that they've been together longer. That's why they can make and execute better. But there's no excuse. We should be able to score points and not make turnovers. But I just wanted to put that out there, because overall we could have won that game. Um, yeah, Nathan says that's what I'm worried about. The pass rush is not getting home. Yeah, I would say this that I'm frustrated more than worried because you know what Aaron Donald could do. Von Miller is not, and I want to say this: I hear the experts, and they're paid to say stuff and be controversial, or they're not a Ram fan, so they're going to say what's on their mind, and you can't prove them otherwise because the Rams have lost the last few games. But we didn't sign Von Miller. Let's understand this: we didn't sign Von Miller because he was the Von Miller from the Super Bowl year, the year he won the MVP and all that. We understand that he's not the same player. Same thing with OBJ. We understand that he is not the same player, but he's only 29. He's still one of the top receivers in the league. Make no mistakes about that. Von Miller is still a top pass rusher. He's coming off being banged up and he's getting acclimated. But we didn't just get him for this stretch run. We did, but we're looking forward to the playoffs. So yes, he hasn't done a whole lot while he's been here, but that's okay. Right now, we need to put some W's though. I expect this team to start playing better on defense, getting after the quarterback more. I think that we're going to use again the Jaguars game as a springboard to get going. I no disrespect to any NFL team, on any given Sunday you can win, you can beat another team. And the 49ers have proven that by beating us. They lose to everybody else and they have a bad record and they come at us and you got Debo with big chains, making a big old smile and they're all happy and giddy. And when it's all said is done, the game is over. They beat us for some reason. We didn't come out and play right, and guess what? They still in third place or last place the last few years. They get all happy for one game, which is fine. They deserve it, but be happy making the playoffs. Be happy after you are a consistent winning team and your coach doesn't have a losing record since he's been head coach of the 49ers. Be happy that you every year you don't have a quarterback controversy where they want to replace your quarterback. So yeah, props to them. They beat us. It's fine to be happy about that, but why don't you play like that against other teams and show us something? But that's their team. We're not worried about that. That was one of my, I just brought that up because look, we're the Los Angeles Rams fans, Ramelia. We have a lot to be proud of. We have a lot to be thankful for. Like I said before, Sean McVay got here. He's taking his lumps right now, and he's very frustrated. You saw him on the sidelines going like that with his clipboard, like, "Oh my God," he wants to get going too. He doesn't like Sean McVay doesn't like to lose. So this is killing him too, and I'm sure it's killing them that Cam Akers isn't there. I'm sure it's killing them for sure that Robert Woods isn't there. He's like another coach on the field. He'll always be with us on the sidelines and cheering our guys on, but we needed him out there. But we just have to make adjustments. It's an adjustment period. We just need to, do what we can do to get back on track, and we have the players to do it. The defensive line will get back on track. Like I said, we should be able to beat the Jaguars with no problem. I've been saying for a while that we still haven't played a full offensive game yet, and I'm waiting for it. Hopefully, it'll come out this week. We really need this win. We should get this win. We're 13.5-point favorites. And if that means anything, but we've been favored before. We were favored against the 49ers and lost, but that's a different thing there. Their whole team revolves around beating us, and they sit at home, not in the playoffs, and they're happy with that. But we need to take this game here and use this as a springboard, and then beat the Seahawks and go on from there. The Ravens, I see us beating the Jaguars. I see us beating the Seahawks. I see us beating the Ravens. The Niners is a must. The last game, I hope that doesn't depend on our season right there, because of the way that Sean McVay has had the team. The defensive coordinator, Raheem Morris, allowed Garoppolo to get the ball out of his hand fast and throw up the middle. We didn't press any of the receivers on third downs, or George Kittle. We didn't get our hands on him and be physical with them. Just let them run willy-nilly up the field and turn around and catch balls. That can't happen again. And Nathan says, another thing is I'm sick of seeing people saying McVay needs to go. And he says, LOL. I think people forget the Rams were like 10 years ago. Yeah, I agree with you, Nathan. I'm fine with everyone having their opinion. That's fine. Hey, Jose, thank you for coming in, brother. We need to win this game. He says, I got it 41-17 Rams. I can see that, man. I appreciate that too. That's what I'm looking forward for them using a springboard. But back to Nathan was saying, like I said, he has a good point with the Sean McVay thing. Sean McVay has frustrated me too. So don't get me wrong. I'm not rah Sean. But I remember where we were with Jeff Fisher. We were this frustrated, or even more, not making the playoffs. Our season would be over with 4 games left, or even worse, we'd have a chance to win a game here in 2 and slip in, and we wouldn't. Now we're Super Bowl contenders. Les Snead and Sean McVay have brought a culture to the Rams. It's a winning culture. We expect to. Here it is right here. We expect to make the playoffs, right? We got all these guys. We get the big free agents. We got Jalen Ramsey. We got Stafford. Stafford, even with the 2 horrible games, the game wasn't so bad against the Packers, but he was still inaccurate in key situations. But he's still, 3,000 plus yards, just 9 picks on the season, 27 touchdowns. That's very good. We have the players in place, but like I said, as Ram fans, we expect to make the playoffs. We're expecting more, though. That's the mindset now. So yeah, I understand the frustration, Sean McVay. I do too, especially when we play the Niners. I get frustrated, but I love Sean McVay. I'm glad that he's our coach, because if you look around, look at the Cowboys. I have some brothers over there, Cowboy brothers over there that we go back and forth, and they have a retread coach, a puppet coach, in my opinion, and Mike McCarthy. Jerry, to me, they have a hell of a talent. They got Dak Prescott, who's a mobile quarterback with a strong arm. In my opinion, he's inaccurate at times, almost like a Cam Newton in his prime, and where he would just have a game where he's just bad, and then comes back at the end. That's what Dak does, unfortunately. But they have CeCe Lamb. They got Amari Cooper, Gallup, decent defense. They were very lucky with Parsons and their cornerback Diggs, that they turned out, because they awoken their defense before Their defense was horrible. Now it's a little bit better. Secondary's not that great still, but they have a retread coach in Mike McCarthy, and a lot of people say, well, as long as Mike McCarthy is there, the puppet head coach of Jerry Jones, they're not going to win a Super Bowl. And it's been that way. Dak has been a great quarterback, but Jared Goff was 3-1 against him. McVay and Jared Goff, well, we knocked them out of the playoffs. Imagine being in their shoes. They're in the NFC least, the very worst division in football. And this year they're they can't really run away with it, but they're as close as can be with those other teams that are struggling and trying to find their way. They can't even with all those basically not easy wins, but wins where you're almost assured to win. The Cowboys in their own division, those are more wins that they should have. No, I should say it this way. Those are easy. Not let me say it this way. Those are wins that they're very capable of getting, and they put them in their bank, and they shouldn't be competing for the number one seeding in the league as far as record wise, and they don't. But Dak has been hurt. I almost forgot about that, but there's always something with that team. And then look at all these other teams with their coaches. Look at Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan. He's going. This is his fifth year, and they're still trying to. They had to get a quarterback. They either don't like Jimmy Garoppolo or they like him. They brought back the same players from last year. They're still trying to run back 2019, and it's a few years now. The team they lost some key players with injuries, but he's had a losing record. McVay's got a winning record every year he's been here. So there's not very many teams that have really good coaches too. I don't agree with everything Sean McVay does, of course, but I'm really glad that he's our coach. Just to make it to summarize it. I remember where we were, and so I'm looking for big things for us. I really am. I'm very excited about this season. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. This is our journey to get to the Super Bowl, and remember this too. Even if we don't make the Super Bowl this year, I want that. I'm not saying that we aren't, but we're going to be competitive for the next couple years. Bringing Cam Akers back, the cap's going to expand next year. So not just this year. Even if we win it, I want it again. I want to win it again. But Jose Mejia says, I heard the Niners plan to trade Jimmy G in the offseason. Yeah, they've been saying that for a couple of years. They might be able to do it this time because he's looked good against us. He's had a couple of games where he's on a little bit of a roll right now. He was looking horrible a few games back. They're just trying to get whatever they can for him and finally get the kid out there, Trey Lance. And I don't know who knows about Trey Lance. To me, Mac Jones looks amazing. I know they wanted a mobile quarterback and something different. To help with the offense, because it's always great if you have a mobile quarterback and he can break down the defense, and when everything's covered, he can take off. Of course, that's wonderful. But most Super Bowls have been won by pocket passers. So I know it's a modern league and everybody wants that. But Mac Jones looks pretty good, man. I was watching some of his games and highlights, and I was like, he looks pretty good. They got a diamond in the rough because it was rumored that they were going to get Mac Jones. And so I haven't seen enough of Trey Lance. I know that he hasn't played that much in college either. So that's a major red flag. They're putting all their eggs in a basket with Trey Lance, but they're not. That's why they haven't been willing to put him out there as much. In my opinion, I think Shanahan has handled that situation horribly because he can mix him in there more often. But he got injured too. But he doesn't look like he's ready. And we'll see. Mobile quarterbacks are a pain in the ass, but yeah, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they will. If he doesn't turn out for them, they're looking at Kyle Shanahan getting fired, or GM getting fired. Lynch getting fired first and starting over again, and that'd be great for us because we'll still be in contention. And the 49ers and Seahawks will be both rebuilding. So that would be wonderful. Jose Maya says, I think McVay should give play calling to Kevin O'Connell. It would be best since Kevin has a better eye in the skybox rather than McVay does at the sidelines. I feel my Raheem Morris might be fired. You raised two good points, man. I really think that we keep saying Sean McVay's play calling, Sean McVay's play calling. I think they're kind of working together with a game plan, and um, you know, um, that's a good point. I haven't really thought of it like that. The skybox to me is always best to see stuff for sure. Um, I wonder if it's been all Sean McVay with the play calling or Kevin McConnell on on some of the plays that were like, what the hell are we doing? I would love to know that for sure. Who the hell called that? But because I know that when there was one play, there was a couple plays where you're scratching your head. I would love to know that. But and then Raheem Morris, it's you hate to fire guys. I don't want to be that franchise where we put guys in the in the box in the hot seat, I guess, after 1 year. But yeah, man, we need to improve in this pass rush because we have the players, and it's up to them to perform. Number one, yes, but it doesn't seem like the schemes that we're using. I could tell you this: that our secondary, even though it's young, in practice, work on it. We're practicing, right? Work on third downs, and when I'm talking about the great teams, like the great players, like George Kittle and Debo. Let's get in their face and get physical and on third downs to give our pass rush time to get home on key situations. And it killed me that that Randall Cobb was looking like a young Jerry Rice. Get the Draytons out there, our cornerbacks and the young guys and Robert Rochelle's and Darius Williams is not a shadow of what he was last year. Let's play physical though, all the way aboard, all the way around, man. You know, um, uh, you know, press them at the line, change it up. But on third downs, press them, delay them, get physical. Don't give our defense time to get home. But yeah, I can see if we if we laid a huge egg and our defense doesn't improve, where he might be in trouble. But I think we'd give him another shot. It really depends on how the rapport is with Sean McVay and him going through this year. If we won the Super Bowl or we got deep in the playoffs, it might everything is good, but um, we'll see. I know Raheem Morris was in a tough spot because we lost the Johnny Johnsons to a free agency and stuff like that, and he was in a rough spot with the young secondary. But I'm talking about our pass rush and Jaden Ramsey. There's a couple of plays where the Packers were trying to work. They're always trying to work. Um, their best wide receiver free, and Jalen Ramsey got off of him, and Drayton got on him, and they broke it for a long one. I'm like, stay on him. Hey, come over here. Point. That's not Ramsey's fault, but if I'm Ramsey, I'm like, hey man, you come on this one. Keep Ramsey on their best receiver period all the time. Jose Maya says, bring back Wade Phillips. Yeah, I like real Wade Phillips, man. I loved old Wade. We'll see what happens. Let's like I said, it's we're in the stretch run route right now. There's a lot of games left. I'm looking for sure there's a lot to improve on offense right now, the way we're playing and defense. So let's see how it goes. Raheem Morris knows about football. He's a good coach. He needs to get it going though. He definitely does, man, because we didn't bring him in here just to be an average coach. And for sure, I know our special teams coach better be gone. I'll tell you that much. God bless him. He's a Ram coach, but boy, man, there's got to be some secondary guys that we have that can run balls, or some guys that we have in the practice squad that can catch a ball and have some juke, have some some he can be agile and have some moves and get upfield. There's got to be somebody that we can sign. This is ridiculous. So we have to try and put Cooper Kupp out there. because the guys are they can't even catch a ball and on a fair catch, or there's some guys around them and they get the eeks like a Koski did, and everyone has that once in a while. But man, what are we doing? And even if he caught the ball, what is he going to do with it? Well, we're gonna, hey, you go out there, and he gets like 5 or 6 yards. And we need a better special teams. Period. I miss Bones, like my brother Pale Time was saying. Um, you know, uh, we get too many penalties and we don't even break it. We have to go the length of the field all the time. I'd love for us to have a weapon on special teams, and a lot of teams would love that. But um, you know, uh, have a weapon on special teams and be able to start at midfield or from our own 35 or 40. That makes a difference. It puts pressure on the defense too. And if somebody breaks one, it's a shot in the arm. At a much needed a touchdown. That's such a liability to always have to be going from so far to not have. They don't even worry about our kick returners. It's horrible. The special teams is something. Whether we win the Super Bowl or not, I can see us winning the Super Bowl when we fire the special teams coach still. But yeah, we need to do that. But yeah, Wade Phillips, I loved Wade Phillips while he was here. Um, but yeah, so I don't lose faith, Ramilia. I'm just, I'm excited about this season. So we're 7-4. There's a lot of excitement left to be had this season. We're gonna be fine. We need to win this game for sure. If we lose this game, then we're in hot water there now. But I don't see us losing. We're 13.5 point favorites for a reason. I mean, we should be able to win this game. I hope we use this as a springboard. That's what I'm looking forward to, the future games and getting us back on track. We need to get our mojo back. We need to get our Rams swag back. We're the Los Angeles Rams. I always say there's a magic in that name. Let's show out. Let's show out now. I would kid her that we're the Los Angeles Hollywood primetime Showtime Rams. When we were going good and we were 7-1, and we had Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp and Deshaun Jackson was with us at that time, and it was a luxury just to bring him out there and mess with teams. And that's what I was looking forward to when we got OBJ, but then Robert Woods went down. But let's get back to that. With it, this team is loaded. We're not playing like it, but we're loaded. We have the players to do it and turn it around. And it's not even a matter of turning it around. It's just a matter of executing now and not having dumb mistakes and turnovers. And Jose Mejia says, yeah, we need a guy that is a return specialist only. Koski needs to hold on to the ball when being tackled. Yes, definitely, for sure. We also need to cut down on penalties and turnovers. It's clinical. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Penalties and turnovers. I don't want to be like other fans, and we're crying about refs and stuff, but they need to start. If I'm Sean McVay, you want to get every edge that you can. I see Matthew Stafford's quiet. I see like the Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady's crying to the refs all the time. Let's do that. Matthew Stafford, tell him, hey, didn't you see that hold or whatever, or if one of our wide receivers is held, or it looks close to that, or tell the ref, hey, what about that hold? Get that call, get it in their head. But talking about Sean McVay, if you have to use some gamesmanship and say, oh, I really love this ref crew coming in. Hopefully, they always call calls when Donald's being held, because a lot of crews haven't been calling it lately, and he gets held in every game. I really love this crew that's coming in today. They really call a great game, and I love them. Get them, get in their heads too. Before the game, and Aaron Donald is a proud man, and he's a monster and a Hall of Famer. He's not going to go cry to the rest, but it gets me mad when I see a big play against us or a big run, and you can see the holding on the screen, and that's a Hall of Fame player, man. If they held, if not that it should be that way, but if a team is holding a scrub guy or an average guy, that's one thing. If they don't call it, that's bad enough. But if they're holding a Hall of Fame player, I mean, they're not going to miss a, 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 a um uh a bad hit to a quarterback, and if it's illegal, they're not going to miss that. Then why are they going to miss holding a Hall of Fame player on the line, or not even call it? Because you could almost call it every game, and that's part of wrecking the game. If they're having to hold them, even when they're doing two players against them, one guy will be pushing them this way, and the other guy will be holding them. There was one play where the Packers got a touchdown, and the guy had one arm wrapped around him, and he was holding his shoulder. They didn't call it, and you see him bending back. He was still going forward, but they didn't call that. That would have been lovely. They would have pushed him back 10 yards, and that wouldn't have been a touchdown. Um, and Jose says we need to come out and beat the crap out of these Jaguars and and take it the same intensity towards the game. Yeah, we need to have intensity. That you hit on that. It wouldn't be so bad if we lost these games if we played with intensity and physical, and the guys were swarming around. That's one thing with Raheem Morris that you were talking about. Maybe you get fired. I don't see that, especially against the 49er game against the Packers. We're not swarming around. I don't see guys high-fiving on the field as much. I see that sometimes, but we're not swarming around. We're not getting to the ball. Let's be physical. I don't see a lot of that. The main guys, of course, the Donalds, the Floyds, the Ramseys. Just that's an attitude that needs to be adjusted. And maybe the Rams will get used to this coaching style of Raheem Morris. Maybe they haven't taken to it quite yet. I don't know. But we have the players, and I look for us to use this game as a springboard. I really think it's going to be a blowout. Hopefully, we'll get Wolford some reps. We'll be able to get Stafford some rest on that back or ailments that he has. It's been reported he has some kind of ailments, but he's a warrior. He's gonna play through anything. But let's not. The sky's not falling, Ramillia. Don't worry. We can lose another game or two and we'll be fine. I don't want that. We just need to make the playoffs and get in there at this point. I want us to improve, but I really look for us to get on a little roll, even if it's going to be, two or three out of the four games upcoming. We need to win the 49er game and get that going too. So I really appreciate you guys coming in. I'm looking forward to this game. Everyone be excited, man. It's a holiday season. We have a lot to be thankful for. Our Rams are 7-4, and we're in second place. We have the 49ers on our heels, but we can still look down on them. They're looking up at us, as always. No, I'm just kidding. But we're right where we need to be. Things haven't gone the way we'd like the last few weeks, but you make no mistake, this is a Super Bowl contending team. Don't pay attention to what the experts say. They gotta get ratings for their shows and be a certain way so they get fans to tune in or fans to talk about them. But it's up to us what we want to do. This team can beat anybody. We have the players to do it. We need Matthew Stafford to come out and start coming out accurate, and if he is ailing a little bit, to get healthy, and we can use this as a springboard to get OBJ more acclimated. Like I said, at the end of the game, we were coming back, but we had to come back and throw the ball more. But they all had Cooper Kupp had 90 plus yards. OBJ had 81 yards. Van Jefferson, I think, had 90 some yards. The running game was okay too. But we did, the Matthew Stafford 3 touchdowns, that 1 interception, pick 6 killed us. 300 yards passing plus passing. We're right there. We just need to tweak some things, and defense has to get after it more on defensive line. A secondary has to get more stops on third down, and we need to connect more and get easy plays and easy touchdowns and scores to help us. Special teams needs to help us too. That would be a big benefit if we can start off closer to the 50 instead of being always at our 5-yard line or 17-yard line. Be excited, guys. It's this time of year that everyone is thankful for things, and it's a festive atmosphere. I was at Disneyland yesterday, and I was ribbing some 49er fans, and it's all in good fun. And I go, "Hey, what's up, third placer?" And he looks at me and goes, "Hey," because I had my Rams mask on. And I go, "Hey, not the 40." I go, "Well, not the 40 whiners." He's like, "Hey, we beat you guys." I go, "Yeah, no, I'm just kidding, man. We go back and forth." But But hey, what's up? I told one of the guys, "What's up, third placer?" And he looks and sees uh my mask, and like, we're one game behind. You go, yeah, don't remind me. I said that the other day to another Niner fan, and they told me the same thing. So it's all in good fun. But just remember where we are, guys. This we said at the beginning of the year, this is with the best division in football. The Seahawks. Imagine if you're a Seahawk fan right now. Poor Seahawks, man. I we'll get back on that topic a different day. That's not our team, but woo, they're struggling. Imagine if we were them. Imagine if you're the 49ers. They're happy to be at 500, or now they're 6-5, I think, right? 6-5. So, the only team that has been doing what they wanted to do this year is the Cardinals, and they've been amazing, winning with the great Colt McCoy. So I expect them to kind of level off now, and as the playoffs come, Kyler Murray hasn't played for a long time, so that might affect them. They've been able to put W's on the board while he's been out. I was looking forward to us rising up, winning some games, and them losing a couple, and we win the division. Who knows if that can still happen, but it doesn't matter. We just need to get in the playoffs now, and get to the seeding. And even if we have to go to Lambeau again, I'm good. I mean, we'll be fine. We cut out those mistakes. We could have won this last game. It's going to be colder and all that, but hey, bring it on. If this is our journey to win the Super Bowl, then so be it. Let's do it. So anyway, Ramilia, I just want to come in here and give you guys some takes, and thank you, Jose Mejia, for coming in. Thank you, Nathan, for coming in. I appreciate it, brothers. And again, thank you for watching my videos, guys. If you haven't, go in there and check them out. Subscribe and hit the alerts for my lives and my videos I'll be posting. And so I really appreciate it, and it really helps me. And once again, thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. And as we always say, may the Ramilia be with you. And Ramulators, mount up.